It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, beginning at verse 1, and it reads, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." That word perilous is the Greek word kalapos, meaning dangerous or fierce, hard to bear, hard to do. So in the last days, it'll be hard to live, hard to survive. Verse 2, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy." You go into the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, it says, the nation of Israel is a holy people. Kodash, meaning separate. But in this present evil world, the elites are in the mindset of bringing all nations together. Verse 3, "Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent," means without a lack of self-restraint, or lawless, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. Verse 5, "Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away." I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to God, Loyam, La Yahweh, La Hashem, Yahweh Shai, La Hashem, Rachakadosh B'Katham. I want to say double honor to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone who teach and do rule well. I want to say peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Say shalom to the Akim and the Akwat out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say shalom. It's the brother Yahweh Sop, and I'm coming at you with another lesson through the spirit, through the power of Yahweh. Through the spirit and through the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh meaning he is or he exists. By Hashem meaning in the name. Yahweh Shai meaning he saves or he's the deliverer, who you people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, but the nation of Israel know as the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son in the Paleo Hebrew. And basically, this lesson is through the spirit. I was watching Redacted, and Redacted doesn't really let you clip their videos or whatnot. But I'm gonna try to see if the Lord gonna allow this to come out, because there's a lot of juicy, good information in this video. And I'm fair use. I'm not using this to make any profit off of or anything. I'm just lining up things that's being said from this show, and taking those things said and lining them up with scriptures. So without further ado, again, fair use, Copyright Act. Like I said, I'm not profiting off of this. I'm just bringing out, scriptures based on the information presented. And Lord willingly, this is edifying.
Invaded by massive illegal gangs from, our nation is being invaded by massive illegal gangs from other countries, and it's happening all across American suburbs. By the way, think this isn't coming to a town near you? Think again.
And this is the second individual that's saying the same thing. As far as you got this going to come to a town near you. Now, does it look set up? To a degree, it does. You got to remember, everything takes money to be pretty much brought to fruition here. Just like it's an agenda behind allowing all these migrants to come in at this time. There's a lot going on in the world, but for those that have the spiritual eye self, we see, Scripture says at least we be ignorant, for at least Satan should get an advantage, for we are not ignorant of his devices, roughly paraphrased. You know that word devices, it's his plans, his plots.
For years on this show, we've been detailing illegal criminal gangs like MS-13 carrying out brutal attacks on Americans, while the Biden administration refuses to deport these guys. Even going back to my time at Fox News Channel, when I was an anchor at Fox News, we were covering MS-13 gangs and the horrible bloodshed that they were carrying out on Americans under President Obama's watch at the time. And come to a sanctuary city. ICE won't deport you. You can carry out brutal homicides. It doesn't matter, because we won't even report you. And that's exactly what's happening. Cops won't even call ICE. Listen to a sanctuary city police officer explain how he let a double homicide killer walk free because, he was an illegal immigrant. We couldn't even call ICE.
We'll grab this information and see what we can do, but like I said, can you please collect the information?
He said that he's already illegal. He already said that he went to...
Okay, hold on, let's back up a little bit. First off, we're at Sanctuary City.
It's not screwed on right.
She's got an NFL offer.
Don't play with me.
I think I'm gonna take it.
Aren't you a little too old to be playing football?
Not outraged, and then your head's not screwed on right. They're immigrant crimes. 3 out of 4 arrested in Midtown. Well, in Midtown, of course, we're
going door to door at those apartments yesterday have not taken over the.
Listen to the Aurora police describe what is going on here in this town. Watch.
Also tonight, Aurora police say gang members have not taken over the Edge apartments. New video this week from Aurora Police Department shows the officers going door to door at those apartments yesterday. And now Aurora's interim police chief says the gang has not overrun that complex. This comes after officers spoke with residents over the past couple of days. Fox 31's Rachel Sauer joins us tonight with those details.
Yeah, Kim, well, this all comes after the Department of Homeland Security confirmed that individuals seen in video given to Fox 31 were members of a known gang. Now the Aurora Police Department says they are confident that the apartment complex.
Then it comes out, prison gangs.
That there are, in fact, multiple illegal Venezuelan gangs that have taken over multiple Colorado apartment complexes, and not just in Aurora, but now it's expanding. So it's not just an isolated incident. The city's mayor calls this a nightmare. Armed illegal immigrant gangs from Venezuela taking over these apartment complexes. Former 24-year veteran J.G. Carroll of the Customs and Border Protection, friend of the show, just told me a few weeks ago how this was all unfolding. Listen.
Venezuelan prison gangs took over a 99 apartment unit complex, and instead of sending the money to the landlord, they were collecting the rent. And then it comes out that the city council actually says, well, that's not the only apartment complex. There are several that they have taken over in Aurora, and now they run it all. Now, and you're having broad daylight armed robberies of jewelry stores in Aurora and outside of Denver. Look, Denver's collapsing. Denver has 700,000 people live inside Denver metro area. 70,000 of that 700,000 are illegal aliens. And you think they're going to stay in? No, they're going to bleed out. They're bleeding out to Aurora right now. Where else are they going to go in the metro area?
And Ryan Wilson in our chat says, thank you, someone that calls the BS on the Hell Angels story. I live in Aurora, and they are nowhere in sight. Yes, I mean, I see a bunch of people that posted that on social media have now retracted that story. So there's no truth to the Hells Angels are coming into Aurora, Colorado. If you are a member of the Hells Angels and you are planning on going to that town, let us know. But as far as we know, there is no confirmation of that. And in fact, a member of the Hells Angels has come out and denounced that, said that's not true at all. Meanwhile, according to ICE, the gang-involved lookouts are stationed on these buildings. This is according to ICE. This is not according to BS or whatever, this is from ICE, ICE field director in Aurora, who says that these individuals are staked out on buildings, lookouts for when individuals will show up, law enforcement and other people will show up. The field director of ICE says you'll start hearing whistles because someone they don't recognize is coming close to the apartment, and you'll hear cat calls, whistles, and so forth in order for them to sort of scatter and hide their drugs, hide weapons, etc. on that. Just so you understand what's happening here, these are former prisoners that have been released from prison in Venezuela, which are in the United States, organized and taking over buildings. And just take a look at this. This is on August 29th. This is in one of the suburbs outside of Aurora. These new surveillance footage shows members of this gang, reportedly of this gang. They haven't been able to confirm yet if they're members of this particular gang, but they're armed with the same weapons, going door to door. They went into this person's garage. Now, this person left their garage door open at night, but that still doesn't give you the right to come in and steal their motorcycles out of their garage. So they did that, and they're stealing vehicles, stealing bikes, breaking into houses, stealing merchandise from stores, and of course taking over apartment complexes. Mayor Mike Kaufman of Aurora confirmed the unsettling takeover of these apartment complexes. So the police are saying one thing, the mayor is saying something else. In his words, this is an organized criminal effort. There have been 0 arrests associated with these crimes. Listen.
So there are several buildings, actually under the same ownership, out-of-state ownership, that have fallen to these Venezuelan gangs. I'm trying to walk it back and do the investigation as to how there's a concentration of Venezuelans in these three buildings. Somebody put them there, and somebody funded it. Whether it's federal government or not, we're trying to find out who these gangs.
And that's what all I wanted right there, because at the end of the day, like they said, somebody had to fund this. For what purpose? Because Scripture said, "In the last days, perilous times shall come." It's a purpose why they keep promoting civil war. Because if the people are fighting amongst each other, basically it's an attempt for these people that's in power, because you got the elites that are not even in the country, and if they are, you don't see them like that. But then you got these mayors of these municipalities, and you got these governors. When people get up in arms and ready to enact justice, who you think they're gonna go after? And I remember I forgot what the Edomite name is, but it's an Edomite that pretty much has a little show. He's a reformed criminal, and the elder Apostle Tahar did a video on him, and basically he was saying how the Hells Angels was pretty much talking about going and riding down there and confronting the gang. But as you can see, that information may not be true. Now, I was reading a quote, and they say pretty much it's so much misinformation not to really throw everybody off, but for the purpose of for people not to believe anything, so so you pretty much heard that. Laura willingly, they don't clip it, but yeah, these are the times we in. So the scriptures talk about in the book of Matthew chapter 24. It says, Matthew 24 and verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. The iniquity is the sin upon sin, constant lawlessness, breaking of the heavenly statutes, commandments, the laws of the Heavenly Father. And if they're not regarding the laws of the Heavenly Father, how much more so, you see these migrants, they're not regarding the laws of the land, because again, they're trying to do control chaos. Verse it says, the love of many shall wax cold. When you go into that word wax, it's to grow. So people are going to be cold-hearted, cold to one another. You got people right now, it's a lot of, heinous, gruesome crimes going on. People are, you got spirits jumping off on men, women killing their children, men killing their women or the women they were once with, because the Lord, got these spirits active out here. And it's not going to do anything but grow more severe. It's going to wax worse and worse. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, starting at verse 7, and it reads, "And the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof." The Sodomite sea is what? What place promotes sodomy? On the stage, it does. It promotes it to these other nations. Babylon the Great, aka America. Verse 8, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again. A few years ago when you were constantly hearing about different food processing plants being burnt down, the different wildfires in California and whatnot. Verse 8, and wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrels women shall bring forth monsters. I often bring out the fact of how I've been seeing, different, I notice, in my area, you're seeing a lot of deer and a lot of coyotes, where I pretty much near where I drop my children off to the daycare, which is like the inner city, I saw the coyote myself, but the babysitter was telling me, she kept on talking about how she was working. And the funny part is she kept on telling me because the way her house is made, she got like a patio porch with a gate. And prior to me seeing it, she kept on talking about, yeah, lock that gate because they say it's a coyote around here. I'll never see it and just show you the spirit of the Lord. One day I'm going to drop my kids off early in the morning because, you know, I was working first shift at the time. And I usually take this particular street to cut down. And I happen to see it because a coyote favors a wolf. You know, a wolf is a lot leaner, you know, and a lot bigger, you know, longer, leaner, you know, longer snouts, whatnot. But they similar. They look, you know, coyote and a wolf look alike. And, you know, so. And that ain't the first time I've seen a coyote in the inner city. So the scriptures talk about teeth of wild beasts. Not only you going to have these demons on demon time, you know, but you're going to have, you know, spirits created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, you know, scorpions, you know, punishing the wicked, you know. It says, verse 8 again, it says, and the mistress women shall bring forth monsters. And, you know, the elders always break that down as talking about, you know, these formed children. But, you know, I like to use with the beloved elder apostle Rakha always says, you know, you got these monsters, these Similac babies with their monstrous way of thinking, you know. You can't tell this generation shit, you know. And we're quick to throw away their life for nothing, you know. You know, even my generation wasn't quick to go shoot no gun, you know. But this generation, they, with all them spirits on them, different color hair, and, you know, the mindset, the drugs they on, you know, the dirty sprites and shit like that, you know. You know, shit, I was talking to a guy that I work with, and he was saying, you know, a lot of these young kids fucking with that fentanyl, you know, overdosing, which could be the case because when you take time to think about it, you know, a lot of people feel like they have no hope, you know, and that's going to be the real deciding factor in a lot of people's futures because, you know, you got a lot of people, that's why they're going to feel they're going to have to trust the government, you know. You know, if you ain't believing, scriptures say, "Cursed be the man that trusteth in man." And you got people quick to run to the government that's actually orchestrating all this shit. But what happens when you know, because what they gonna do is try and break your spirit. You know, it may be another lockdown. Who's to say how the Lord gonna have them do it? But basically, they want to put you in a desperate state. And if you don't have any belief in something beyond yourself, you know, that can break you. It's verse 9, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, which is this truth, this knowledge, this wisdom and understanding. And understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber. You know, Amos chapter 8 talks about there'll be a famine of hearing the word of the Lord, you know, because, you know, this is a semblance of mercy as well. The man going out on the highways and hedges to preach this truth. Because not only do we bring and preach the coming destruction of Babylon the Great, aka America, but we're trying to get our people to actually wake up out of this sleep and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of your power. Because, and again, you know, no amount of money can save you, no amount of food can save you, you know, no amount of anything carnal will take care of you. I mean, yeah, it'll help for a moment, you know. You know, like brothers was saying, yeah, at the beginning of this thing, yeah, maybe some silver and gold may be able to, you know, buy you passage or feed you, you know, or your group. But at the same time, you know, eventually, like, if you thinking that you're gonna be just holding gold and silver, you know, this Mad Max, or you what's that nigga name? I can't think of his name. Damn, it's on the tip of my tongue though. But long story short, like, nah, that ain't gonna be the case. You know what I mean? You look at how dangerous shit is now. So just imagine when, you know, you have pandemonium, you know, all demonium, all demons, you know, out here just roaming, you know. Lord, you know, them spirits created for vengeance is out here, you know, giving the go ahead to go ahead and smite. Verse 10, and 2 Ezra 5 and 10, and shall be sought of many and yet not be found. That's when people gonna want answers, but there ain't gonna be no answers for you. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. And there go that word incontinency again, meaning lawlessness. You know, the lack of self-restraint. And look at what these people doing now. Look at what's going on now, and we still have laws or semblance of law in place. Just imagine when it's nobody patrolling the streets. You know, and the crazy part is you still got women and children, you know, disobedient women, you know, reckless and proud and shit. Like, the Lord setting a lot of people for a lot of horrible judgments for real. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, starting at verse, let's start at verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. I could have started up in that 2nd Ezra chapter 5, because it say, matter of fact, I want to get it, because it say how pretty much it's going to be, that ain't the one I want. It say pretty much it's going to be a time like no, man. No, it's not that one, it's this one. No, that's the Shalakia. I'm tripping. I'm kind of tired, so bear with me, bumper shot. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, because iniquity shall be increased above that. I'm going to start at verse 1. 2nd Ezra 5 and 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, which the tokens go into the prophecies, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And that's the Spirit, because I was just speaking about all that. And I forgot to bring that out. But, you know, the Spirit had me speaking on it. But iniquity shall, again, the lawlessness, the sin upon sin, shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. You know, this would be the most, you know, dangerous. I mean, you know, the time of Jacob's trouble is going to be like a time like no other, you know, has ever been before or ever shall be again. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I have put, Salaki, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 2. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, which is the disbelief. You know, it's funny because I went out on the highways and hedges on my own twice. Well, the first time you just had a scoffer. The second time you had an individual that came up, and I don't know what really threw him off. And like his spirit was, he was like, what can I do to help you? And then I got to speaking about the internet and the unicorn. He was like, unicorn mentioned in the scriptures? And I'm like, yeah. So I was about to go get a scripture, you know, Psalms chapter 22, where it mentions unicorn. He said he was going to go get a pen or something, and he left and never came back. But that's the Lord anyway, you know, sifting it, you know. At the end of the day, I don't want anybody that, you know, ain't right, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I want to bear fruit, you know what I mean? I don't want, I mean, it might be the Lord's will for me not to bear no fruit, but at the same time, you know, because it is a lot of spirits out here, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, like I said, it made me think of that individual when I first went out there, you know what I mean? This Jake pretty much was in the mindset that I was out here don't knowing shit, and, you know, because he called himself, you know, educated banker. But like I said, again, he proved my point, because like I said, you talking about, you know, I'm speaking about the mark of the beast and the system failing and going digital, and he up there, I say, well, ain't the banks insolvent? He said, yeah. I say, so how do you expect for those to continue if nobody has any money? He said, because we can make up money out of thin air. He said, you know, he's trying to explain to me, where's the Bible? I said, my Bible's in my bag. He said, oh, well, yeah, you know, you using the phone, and, you know, words on that, you know, they're not in a book, they're digitally on the phone. And I'm like, okay, but you don't understand that they're going to physically put something within you to be able to do all this. You know what I mean? It just makes sense, you know what I mean? And for those that, you know, can't see it, they were blinded because the Lord don't want them. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Verse 5, behold, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And we're seeing these things manifest right before our eyes now. You know, scriptures talk about in the end is manifest. Manifest means to suddenly appear. You know, you hear about plagues. You know, we just seen major storms. You know what I mean? Like in my county alone, you know, I can speak on the storm, you know, because I was affected by it, you know, and I learned something out of it too, that the Lord still be dealing, you know, call on him like Yahweh Shemashah. Because again, Jake caught some hell, you know, lost food, you know, lights was out for, you know, and spiritual too, because the lights was out for 4 days. 4 is mercy. But, you know, when you go into where Esau stayed, the Lord knocked down houses and shit, and I constantly say that. You know, it's like them plagues, you know, it's pretty much going on them Edomites. Verse 6, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Verse 7, therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. And that's why you see all this judgment going on the planet right now, you know. And that's the spirit that I'm reading this, and this dog just got in the spirit of being angry. You know, the scriptures talk about the Lord's wrath. I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. And the only innocent ones is, you know, the elect. You know, the rest of these people is going to be fair game. The rest of these people are going to be judged, you know, horribly. Like, I mean, verse 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. Because, you know, you had ancient Egypt, but, you know, today, Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, is considered, you know, modern day Egypt, you know. You know, these Americans, these Babylonians, you know, are called many names, but they're called Egyptians as well. And the scriptures talk about the Egyptian versus the Egyptian. You know, why do you think they're promoting a civil war? It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. They say they keep on promoting these migrants, but who, you know, like, again, and then it makes you really wonder, you know what I mean? More than likely, you know, Venezuela. Now, the funny part is, I remember when Babylon the Great was beefing with Venezuela. Remember when they tried to take out that president, Maduro? You know, you had the Americans that got basically captured because they tried to cause a coup. A coup. Salaki, I said a coup. And they caught them. I remember the elder Monatazak from South Carolina was speaking on that because he was going into all the different coups that was going on in the world at the time. One people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And we've seen that take place, but, you know, believe I did a video about the guy John Williams. He was talking about Alabama, and I forgot what other city pretty much had lockdowns again, locked down the schools, and, you know, pretty much was trying to go back to homeschooling. So, you know, man, it's a lot really going on. Like the elder said, you know, it's a heavy time of prophecy going on. It says, verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And you seeing that now with the migrants, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and it's funny because they showing the police went to them apartments. But who's to say, you know, that those civilians was up there like pretty much saying, you know, yeah, you know, just saying that just to get the police off the premises, because, you know, with gangs like that, they will like burn that bitch down or they will kill them. You know, from what you heard, they said pretty much they making it where they basically extorting them for the money. They're no longer paying the landlords. You know, while John Williams is always bringing out about how these landlords are screwed because of all the laws they put in place to protect, you know, the renter, you know, because they know it's about to be massive layoffs and people are about to be out of work. So they can't have massive homelessness, and, you know what I mean? It'd be like World War Z. They gotta like try to like grease this thing to like keep it going until they actually pull the plug. Verse 19, the point. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that video, they didn't really show it, but I know the one John Williams showed in Aurora, Colorado. Pretty much, you had armed men going to the apartment building, and they said, pretty much how that's the new way that they're collecting rent. Now they made a joke about it, but and who's to say if they are insiders or what? I didn't even know that he was actually a newscaster, a news anchor rather. So more than likely he's an insider. Their whole mindset is they basically believe they got the get out of jail free card, or they got the pass that they're gonna sidestep this chaos. But scriptures tell you that we all the scriptures tell you that even if they get in their bunkers, that basically they're gonna be pulled up out of them. So with that being said, this is the book of Ezekiel, because at the end of the day, times are only gonna get worse and harder because this is the will of the Lord. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua came unto me, saying, also thou son of man, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, power unto the land of Israel. The end is come upon the four corners of the land, and which is Babylon the Great. These chaotic scenes and this turmoil is going around the whole country. That's why they made the statement about this is going to happen and come to a city near you soon. First it happened in Colorado, now it's happening in Chicago. Well, who's to tell where else is happening at? Because basically every city has received a bunch of migrants. That's spiritual, because the Jake I work with, like, he ended up coming back to work, and he was saying in the spirit he always knew that he was gonna have to like the Lord go put a spirit on him where he gonna be like fucking some shit up. And it was so spiritual, because I'm like, damn, I'm just listening to him like, damn, you know what I mean? So I gave him like a playlist of all the Spanish brothers, but I had tried to give him the playlist of the milk scriptures, but he talked about, like, he said pretty much he ended up erasing it some kind of way, but he ain't going into detail. And at first I got offended, but then I'm like, no, he might be getting spiritually attacked. He like, he got into it with his woman, and I'm just looking at it, listening to certain shit, like, because I know, like we if you ain't been in this truth, how spirits really be fucking with you. I remember I had some very old videos that I had put on this tablet, and I was like, okay, boom. So when they start taking down channels and we can't access videos, I'm gonna have these videos. I'm talking about one day I was half asleep and the tablet some kind of way turned on. It was around the time when I didn't have no power, so I'm charging that to use as the alarm clock to wake up for work and shit. And some kind of way in my sleep, some kind of way the motherfucker rebooted. I remember saying reboot, so I try to make it like not hit the reboot button. I tried to like scroll down. That shit rebooted all them videos and took all them videos. And I'm talking about that shit took like a couple weeks to download all these videos. Like I had all of Daniel, I had all of Revelations, I had all of just like some like Second Ezra's, the 11th chapter, I had a lot of videos, you know what I mean? But that was the will of the Lord for that to take place, Salakia. Verse 3, now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee. And we seeing the Lord send his anger through all these judgments, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. Verse 4, and mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 5, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, power and evil, and only evil behold is come. You go into that word evil, is a compound word. Eve, time, ill, bad. Bad times is approaching. We in bad times now, shit. You got people really struggling and fucked up. Like I said, I did a video, I think yesterday, the day before, about these two Edomites. These devils lied to me, but then they sit up there talking about they catch a hell, and I'm laughing like in the spirit, you know what I mean? Then I had to do a video on it because I'm like, you devils literally like we gonna have some common ground because we all, bitch, I'm not an American, I'm an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck y'all. Hope your family starve to death type shit. Like, real talk. Verse 6. An end is come, the end is coming. Watch it, for thee, behold, it is come. Because we coming to the end of this system, We just waiting for certain things to play out. May the Lord be with his chosen. May the Lord protect and preserve his elect. And may the Lord judge the 2/3 and the heathen I want to start off by giving I'm going to end the lesson. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory. Call Elohim like Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha, Kodesh Baruch. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwata to listen and learning. Lord, willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come on another lesson, I say shalom, shalom. Kwame Yashra'Allah. Shalom.